In this video, we will discuss the results of King of the Table 12 matches in the exact same sequence as they happened. So please watch the matches which excite you the most. Netherland versus Casper, Moro versus Camil, Auden versus Korean Hulk, RVJ versus Nugo, Gorgi Swetkov versus Kalina, Camil Jablonski versus Cory, Devon versus Leonidas or Kona. The first one, Netherland versus Casper, the Bulgarian versus the Polish arm wrestler. I thought Netherland is going to win this one, but Casper dominated. He dominated outside, he dominated inside, he finished the matches with a tricep press, he finished the matches with a top roll as well. Moro versus Camil was a surprise one because it was second, but not so much surprising because we know that Camil had another match which needed to happen later on, but I thought it would have been better for the fans if the right-handed match against Moro happened later, but maybe it was Camil's wish. So the first round, Moro completely dominated Camil. It was an inside move. He didn't allow him to hit the flop press, grabbed him a little bit low, just beat him exactly the same way as Ivan Matyushenko did. We thought it's over, and in fact it was over. That's how the match turned out to be. But there was one round which Camil won, and I think it was the second one if I'm not mistaken. So that round, both of them were on 2 fouls each. Before that there were some wars. Camil had the flop press position. He had himself in that position that he wanted, and Moro was hanging on his bicep in an open arm top roll move. But then once he was able to just bring him back with a single surge, which was insane. But that was because of an elbow foul. That's why he wasn't given as the winner. Then after the restart, after both of them were on 2 fouls, this round was an absolute war. Somehow Moro was not getting pinned in this position. In the final round, once again, Camil hit the flop press and Moro this time fouled again. So this was the third foul. So he was on a running foul and Camil laid down. He himself laid down, the match was over, and after that immediately the winner. It was kind of weird to see the guy who laid down, who kind of lost in terms of layman's terms, and still he was the winner because of the running foul. After that total dominance, I don't know why Camil didn't try the flop press. He tried going tricep press against Moro, which is insane. Moro has one of the best hooks in the world. I think definitely top 3 hooks in the world on the right arm. So that was a suicide. 5-1 for Moro. Leonard versus Korean Hulk was a big mismatch. It's about time when Leonard starts arm wrestling arm wrestlers and not just celebrities. 4-0 Leonard, complete domination. The guy's hands and wrist look so thick. Like his hand, somebody called me weird when I said this, but his hand literally looks thicker than Devon's hands. I think you can ask Devon and he will say the same as well. Great potential, great top roll, just needs to work on the arm power more, just needs to test himself against stronger opponents more. RVJ versus Nugo Shikadze. Looked like RVJ wanted to sleep, man. Looked like he didn't even want to be there in that building. Like, why was he there? Just because he got offered a match? Didn't look like he was about to win. Maybe because he knew already after seeing Nugo beat Krasimir at Europeans last year a couple of times to win the gold. He knew that he's not going to win this match. And he didn't even try that much. RVJ doesn't cheat at all during the setup, which I don't usually promote. But if the referees are strict, then I have no problem with cheating. He should have done that as well. Get on the juice, RVJ. One more thing which I'm against, but for you, I'm making an exception. Get on the juice. You need that. And don't say every time that you lost to a top guy, which is always true, but that cannot be an excuse to lose again and again. And I was rooting for you in this match. I'll be rooting for you in the future matches as well. Don't make a video against me this time. I'm not ready for that. So Gorgi Swetkov versus Kalinenko. Kalinenko's side pressure and flop press did twice as better as I expected him to do. He literally took Gorgi Swetkov that close to a pad, and Gorgi was in a full-blown beautiful King's move. I really loved that King's move, and Gorgi was struggling. He was like out of breath, and Kalinenko was about to get the job done, but Gorgi slowly brought him back. There was a foul on, I think, maybe Kalina or maybe Gorgi. There were many fouls and many restarts. Gorgi was forced in the King's move again and again, but finally he won that round because he started climbing on. There was one round where Gorgi was like over this, and Kalinenko's 1 or 2 fingers were barely touching. Strap had come almost undone, and still Kalinenko was about to pin him with these, just the tip of 2 fingers. I don't know how he was doing that. It was like just like Jerry Cadret, but the strap came undone like the Michael Todd versus Jerry match 2019, and there was a restart. So 2 rounds were good wars. Whenever Whenever Kalinenko had the buckle, his flop press was doing good, and other 2 rounds were easy dominant wins by Gorgi Svetkov. Overall, the match was kind of all over the place, but it was good. So 4-0 for Gorgi Svetkov. Camil versus Cory. There was one surprise flash press from Cory West which took everyone by surprise, including Camil Jablonski. Other than that, Camil's flop press worked perfectly well. He stayed there and he pushed Cory West down to the pad. 4-1. I would say easy victory. Camil is literally like a top 3 guy in the world on the left arm. Morozov, Ivan Matyushenko, Vitali beat him. Maybe top 4, top 5. Definitely top 5. So Devon versus Leonidas Arcona. Complete mismatch. I've already uploaded a video. Not much to talk about it except for the fact that it felt like a family pet is dying. And instead of putting him out of his misery, ending his life soon so that he doesn't have to suffer, you torture him. He's your friend. He's your family pet. He's dying, you know. And still you want to break every limb in his body. You want to choke him. You want to poke into his eyes. That's what Devon was basically doing. Like, if a guy is losing, you know there is no competition at all. You're basically arm wrestling a beginner in front of you. And that guy is your friend. Why torture him? That's the question. Just for the sake of talks, that guys like me can talk about it and the match becomes more popular. Maybe that was the thing. Devon 4-0 dominant. People forget that this is easily a top 10 guy in the world on the left arm. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe.